Good afternoon. I am Sam Dabo from Simply Decarbonization, and I'm here today this afternoon to talk to you about my recent visit to Gambia, specifically to talk about the environmental situation of Kombo, West Coast region, Kombo. I haven't gone beyond Kombo, and places I've visited, I will enumerate them all. The observations that I did, I'll share with you guys, and as well as to look for or to talk about potential solutions, things that I think might be we can do, or what our government could help us, as well as we the Kombonkers, what we could do to improve the situation. I left UK here on the 6th and I arrived in Gambia late in the evening. But the following day, which happened to be on the 7th, I was on the ground at the Sukuta Salaji Forest Park, where I met some of my town compatriots. We conduct a bit of an exercise on data collation on the seedlings that were planted last planting cycle, which happened to be on the 16th of August last year. All right, talking about Salaji Forest, like all other forest reserves that I visited in Kombo, Salaji, I visited. I've gone through the Kabafita and Nyambai as well, Tanje Bar Reserve as well. I visited them. But the situations in our national forest reserves are very dire because Sukuta Salaji Forest is more like an open woodland. That place is not secured, and as well as there are lots of encroachment on both sides of the perimeter area of the reserve, and there is quite a substantial amount of illegal logging, people going in there, and as well as fly tipping. What I mean, people go there to dump their domestic waste, and as well as industrial waste like concrete and others, they are all there. It's a national forest, although the Sukutarians, people, inhabitants of Sukutao, they were the custodians. But they are trying to fight deforestation and to try to restore the forest back to its glory days. It is a monumental task, but I believe if they have a joint management with the forestry department on the leadership or on the under the purview of Roy Jones Manjang, that's a win-win situation and it could help a lot. But both Nyambai and Kabafita too, you look at them, it's the same issue everywhere. The forest cover, Kombo has lost most of her forest cover. It has lost most of the forest cover. And it was all due to rural-urban migration and also urban sprawling. All the areas that we used to go to fetch firewood, they are all residential areas. Where we used to go for farming, they are all residential areas. The lower plains where we go and do the paddy rice cultivation, they are all residential areas. So virtually, I've started from Banjul. I visited Banjul. I went through Kamalo as well, Bone Road and Kamalo, Stinkona, Tambi as well, Tambi wetlands. I've gone through that one, which is a Ramza side, to Bakau, Serekunda, Bufut Gardens, where I used to live, or where I was staying, all the way to Tanje reserves. Then I traveled beyond Tanje to Tujereng, Batokunku, Tujereng, all the way to Sanyang, and finally Gunjur. So at the other instant also, I traveled from Sukuta all the way to Jambanjeli, Brikama, then through Brikama to Kembuje, Mandinaba, Kurolo, all the way to Kafuta, where Kombo ends. But if you look at the situation, the more you leave from the coast, to my observation, as far as Kombo is concerned, it's becoming a little bit greener. Yeah, because from the bone roads, I remember where we used to go for birding, watching birds. The bone road wetlands, they've all been reclaimed. They've all been reclaimed. They built lots of magazines there, storage depots, and so on. Likewise, the Stincon and Kamalo area, where we used to see mohens and the Senegal parrot also, because they used to nest in those big baobab trees there, the holes in those baobab trees. That's a very good area to see them in wild. That's also gone. And I remember back in 89 too, in Bone Road, we used to see flamingos there, particularly lesser flamingos. Those are the ones they visited. And most of the time is in summertime. Yeah, you could see juveniles there. But that's also gone. So if you look at Bone Road, it's not just like a wetland, just for birding. It was nature-based solution, which is a buffer that help, and a water catchment area for Banjul. When you have a rainy season, when the rain comes, the rain falls heavily, most of the rain end up through those wetlands and into the mangrove swamps to join the river's estuary and finally into the ocean. So that was one of a very good water catchment area that enabled Banjul not to flood per se, because they act as a buffer. It helps, but as well as it's a very good birding ground for birds, especially periodic migrants. You can see avocets there, oyster catchers, lapwings, godwins, black-tailed godwins, and so on, and as well as long-tailed sharks, cormorants. I can name few. All right, not to mention about herons, all black heron and the others. You can see a lot of them there. But all those areas have all been reclaimed. So no wonder Banjul, if it rains in Banjul, all on a sudden Banjul start flooding, despite the fact that the government said they made a significant investment on the roads and the drainage system. Banjul do floods because those are the water catchment areas, the buffers that help Banjul, they are all gone. So at the moment, Banjul is at the mercy of sea level rise. So climate change is happening. The time of frost in the both North and the South Pole, they are all, the ice is there, the ice pack, they are all melting at an alarming rate. So when they melt, they become liquid water. And that liquid water flows in the oceans and is swallowed up the oceans. The ocean water, grows up. And that will create problem for a place like Banjul in Gambia. It is going to submerge. St. Louis in Senegal, the same problem, Lagos, because West African belt, the belt there, West Africa as a whole, the coast is low, is all at a lower ground. So even 0.5 have a meter of sea level rise. These places, both from Lagos all the way, most of the cities in our coast there, they will go. But Lagos, particular, St. Louis is another one, and the Banjul, they are at the mercy of sea level rise. So, to be honest with you, all those areas have been gone. You go into Kamalo, Stinkona, they've all gone. They even started encroaching into Tambi wetlands, which is the only Ramsar site we have in Gambia. I watched that one as well. I've gone through it. I've seen it. So the environmental situation, when you come to flora in Kombo, is very, very disturbing. It is disturbing. It doesn't look good, to be honest. Okay, moving further to Tanye Bird Reserve. It's another poignant area. I had a chat with a brother there who was telling me that at some point it was sold rather to a Gambian, a politician for that matter. I'm not into politics here, but it's a pity because we are marketing Gambia as a bird watcher's paradise. So I knew that the old bicycle track was sold. And recently, even the Fajara Beach area, the Gulf Coast area, I saw it on a local newspaper too when I was in Gambia. That was also been sold to a foreign consortium. So it's a pity. Those are the areas, the prime areas that needs to be reserved. They are reserved. Let them leave them the way they are. They are doing a very good job for our flora and fauna. Above all, they are in our touristic areas. So we need them to create an open space. You see, I passed by Abuko. I didn't have time to go to Abuko. But the reviews I have from the people who normally visit Abuko wasn't that good as well. Because Abuko is Gambia's bastion of hope when you come to wildlife, fauna and flora, or flora and fauna. Because it is where most of our adventure, the journey, when you come to wildlife conservation, that's where the journey starts. I remember them days at the primary school when they say a trip to Abuko, everybody's enthusiastic about it. We all go there, and those were the days we call free cinemas. If you have free cinema, because it's only two, you either go to Serekunda and Banjul or Brikama or Bakau to go and see the movies. I live in Sukuta. So we normally go to Serekunda. So these are the areas where you have the cinemas, but it's pay-per-view. You have to pay to enter. But if you have free cinema, it's normally on wildlife. And to a lesser degree on agriculture. They bring agriculture, how to grow corn, peanut. I remember one of the guy's name was Yaya in one of the movies. He's the owner of the peanut farm. So they do all the things in local dialect. So that was fantastic. But most of the nature reserve most of the wildlife ones are mostly they were shot in East Africa, particularly in Kenya, Tanzania, on Serengeti, Amboseli National Park. And Abuko is a world-renowned research center. That is the only site in Gambia where you can claim world-class. It's a world-renowned research center on wildlife, particularly avifuna. And also, that's where they conducted the rehabilitation of chimpanzees, which are now in the River Gambia National Park. I'll come to Abuko another day. Yeah, I'll come to Abuko and talk about Abuko. And there is a need for the government to help Dr. Kasama and his team, Director of Wildlife and Parks, to help them to bring Abuko back to his glory days. It's very important because it's vital, because we have to try to engage the students or the pupils when they are at the primary school. And Abuko plays a pivotal role in that, bringing wildlife to schools, and also from schools where it end up in our houses. We talk about them there. All right? So if you look at Kombo, if you leave from Banjul, apart from the mangrove swamps, you will see few big trees here and there, mango trees, old ones. So even those big baobab trees on the boards on the side of the Stinkona end, Kamalo, most of them have all gone. You see? So you will go there all the way, you will move from Banjul to Kombo, Serekunda, virtually you hardly see, it's all residential. It's all, Bakau, Senegambia Road also, if you that join to the Kairaba Avenue, if you go there, those wetlands on both sides of the road, you look at them, there are lots of encroachment in those areas. Too. Even the women who used to do gardening there, do rice cultivation there in rainy season and so on and so forth, you hardly see. So they've all gone. See. So Tanya Bar Reserve is doing well, which is good. Then I went to Tanja, I visited Tanja, the fish landing area. But the fishes that have been landed on our shores now, you look at them, the catches are becoming more and more slimmer. And the catches themselves, the individual fish, are more of a fry, little fish fry, than adult, which is worrisome. I can't talk about that one today, but I'll come back and talk about that one, the little I know, and share with you on that one. Then I moved to Tanje. I passed Tanje to this place, to Jereng, Bato Kunku, then to Jereng, then Sanyang. All right, if you pass to Jereng, going towards Sanyang, then there you could see trees started coming. You can see greenery coming in. From after Sanyang, you could see greeneries also towards Gunjur. You can see a bit of greenery. Our native trees. I've seen lots of these rum palm trees, as well as I've seen a bit of a spongy fruit tree, and other trees that I've found on the road, locust bean and the others, you could see. All right. But if you pass that area also, if you come towards Brikama too, it's the same thing. You have to go through Brikama, then you pass Brikama. From Mandinaba, Chloro N, going further towards Foni, it's becoming more and more greenery. You can see these big silk cotton tree capox. You can see them there. You can see where the creeks meet the road, the tributaries or the creeks of River Gambia, where you could see lots of palm trees in that area as well, which is brilliant. But when I arrived at this place, Kafuta, where I visited the community forest, I was very, very pleased with my host, who happened to be Seku Janko. We went round. It's about 2 hectares, not that very big, but you will see that was a proper jungle. Proper jungle. Comprises of all sorts of indigenous trees, shrubs and herbs, both climbers and the creepers, the ones that creep on the ground, is everywhere. The climbers, you see them everywhere, everywhere, like Senegalensis, Kaba. You see them, spongy fruit, you see them, rum palm trees, you see them. So virtual West African Labanu, so there were loads of them, mahogany, you name them, rosewood. So I was very, very happy in that, in that, how to call it, community forest. Even camel foot, Farah, Wallow, they were all there. So it was, if you are in there, it was just like when I used to, in the 70s, where Bruce Bay is. That place was called Sutuba. That's why we go in there. It was just like that. It was just marvelous. So, with the advent of the community forests, I believe that we can do more to help the Kombo to regain some of her flora forest cover. It is paramount that we look into that area to develop it, to help each other, to we need, let me put it this way, we need all hands on the deck in that aspect. Whether you are a dweller, renting in a house, or you are living in a community, we all need to do our best. Because the other issue which I want to talk about now, that will be on my next video, that's about the pollution in Kombo. How to manage it. I don't think we can get rid of it because of the amount of vehicles there. But there is a way that we could do to help to reduce it. Together, we can do that one. So I'll come back with the next one, continuation, because this is more than 20 minutes. And I will try also to do it in local language, preferably Mandinka, because that's what I'm proficient in. I thank you all for watching or listening to. Bye.